Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about President Donald Trump and his forecast for April. And part of the reason that I'm doing a monthly is also the reason I'm doing weekly Bazi Astrology forecasts for you guys. That is another video coming out this week, and it will go out as much as I can every week. I think I'm going to launch those on Sunday, because if you live in the United States, it's crazy town, and it's chaotic and destabilizing, and we all need support. And I think that astrology gives us a railing to hang on to. It also gives us some kind of a framework of information that is understandable, possibly relatable, and gives us a pathway forward. Okay, so welcome. My name is Lydia Griffith. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. On this channel, I often like to read the charts of famous people. I think it helps us to better understand our own lives and our own astrology. So welcome. If this is interesting for you, please subscribe, hit the bell, share it with a friend. Wouldn't want you to miss a single video. I usually put 2 or 3 out a week. And I so appreciate this, that you're here. I'm not going to go into the details of Donald Trump's chart. I've done many. If you search on my channel, you'll see all the videos that I've covered. He has a fascinating Bazi astrology. And when I was getting my master's in Bazi astrology back in 2018, I remember my teacher, Dr. Paul Yan, pulling this chart and saying we need to work on this, as a teaching tool, because it is such a very interesting, unusual chart. So just to understand, his 4 pillars, his year is Yang Fire Dog, his month is Yang Wood Horse, his day is Yin Earth Sheep, and his hour is Yin Earth Snake. He is all earth and fire. That's it, really and truly. He does have enough wood to generate a dynamic career, but it is all about who backs him, who's in his inner circle, who are his friends, and it's all about him. Everything is a reflection of him. Yeah, it is a very unique chart. It is earth dominant. It's a Zhao bird, meaning there is too much mother element. That's the fire. His chart is also very hot and dry. And as he is getting up in years, that is a problem that he will need to watch. All of these systems of our physical body, Bazi Chinese astrology with the 5 elements is very much like an astrological acupuncture to your life. It's very similar. So we bring these components in and recognize the earth is all about your weight. It is about having a wishy-washy personality comes to mind. It's also like your immune system, your ability to digest in all ways. Digest what's happening, digest food. And then, the fire is your circulation. It's your mental health. It's your heart, your blood pressure, right? So in Bazi astrology, I've often talked about cracks. Some people are born with a whole bunch of cracks, and it takes very little for their life to be broken. And so they don't live a long life. We all are here for whatever it is that our medicine, our soul medicine is. And we find that in our life pillar, right? The other video going out this week is about Meghan Markle and the disastrous date that she chose to have. Not that she chose it, I'm sure Netflix chose it, but it's on her. The day that her TV show launched. So there are lots of ways that we can use astrology. All right, so because this time in the United States is very chaotic. It's very destabilizing time for anyone that lives here. And I would imagine for people around the world. I have many clients around the world, and especially in Australia. It impacts all of us. There's a trade war that's erupted. There's a lot happening, and we're all in some measure spinning. And it's kind of amazing that one person can do all this to the world. Wow, that's a power. What an amazing thing that we can give somebody so much power. So he's born, when we look at where he is, and then, again, we're looking at the layers like an onion. So if we look at where he was and where he is, we're going to start to see these cracks. So from 2013 to 2023, which was his first presidency, took him through COVID, he was in a period of yin metal ox. Now, this is a guy whose chart already has a lot of conflict and imbalance and is very unique, all right? So people that have this kind of chart can do two things. They either use it to their advantage to overcome, or they allow it to take them down, okay? That we know how this goes. This actually somehow motivates him, okay? So the ox in that decade of his life, because we all, according to the day and time we're born, have these 10-year luck cycles, okay? So that ox hitting up against his day pillar of the sheep was a personal attack to him. You look at that 10 years and all the ways he was attacked, and yet he didn't fall. Because he is so strong. He is so powerful. He is all fire and earth, what supports him and who he is. So, with all of that, there was also a punishment, an earth punishment in that time period that really talked about stress, intense levels of stress impacting his mental health and physical health. Then in the November 2023, I've been talking about this for a while, but all of these pieces are really fascinating. So the next time we've got this Yang water tiger that he's in now. The tiger with his hour of the snake is forming a semi-fire penalty. This is going to amplify lawsuits, legal battles. You remember November 2023. He had like 4 or 6 lawsuits against him going on, including the New York trial. This is about defamation. It's about loss of face. This is challenging health, safety concerns, people showing up at crowds and trying to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be careful with your words. And it also brings in this time of his life, which is 2023 to 2033. This is going to be the last chapter of his life. We know this. Check any other astrologers. Lori Laughlin comes to mind from Canada. Adore her. She's somebody I've recently started following. I really enjoy her messaging and the way that she delivers the astrology. When we look at his current time of his life, it is all about his career. It is about success, it's fame, it's fortune, all of it, right? It's also a hidden aspect of this is bringing in reinforcement for that political career and the government, and also him playing a new role and seeing himself in new roles and interacting with different people. Now, we come now to this year. This year of the snake is very interesting, right? Because the year of the snake is pulling focus on this penalty in his chart that's happening. It is competition to his hour. It is competing with his career. There is almost kind of like somebody rears up and says, hey, I challenge you to a tariff war. And the other person goes, oh yeah, I'll raise you. I'm going to send my tariffs up to 30%, right? So that's where we got that. There is this one you rise up and then somebody else rises up, okay? So that is the overarching for this year. This year is all about his government job. It is all about this presidency. It is about a revolution within this presidency, and it is about him playing this role and being involved with a new cast of characters. Like Elon Musk, for instance, recently did a video a week or two ago about his working relationship with him. Fascinating. Then we look at this month of April, okay? So April is interesting. We have all of that, and now we add this. This puppy of a chart is full of cracks now. April brings in the dragon. So what's happening with the dragon? The dragon is coming in and hitting his year of the dog. He had this all last year in 2024, the year of the dragon. It is a bump. When you are challenged in your year, when there is a conflict in your year with the astrology, then it is like a movement. It can be travel. It can be moving to a different house. It could be moving to heaven. It can be moving lots of places, but it is movement, okay? So we have that, okay? We have that conflict in his year. We have the fire penalty in his hour. Now, throughout April, I wanted to highlight specific days that could be problematic for him. So let's see what this is about. Wednesday, the 9th, that is a monkey day, and that is going to bring in a full fire penalty. This is a real danger day for him, okay? So there's a lot of caution that I would exercise around that day for sure. The next thing that I see for him is on the 11th, which is bringing in kind of reinforcing that challenge of the dog and the dragon, okay? And then we see, in addition to that, the pig shows up the next day on the 12th. That's a Saturday. And that is the enemy of the snake, the pig. So this is really hitting his career hard, hard, hard. Then we're going to move on to the 14th, which is a day of the ox. Now, not only is his year hit and his hour hit, it's now his day. That's the 14th. And that is a personal hit to him. I would be very interested to see what's going on that Monday for Donald J. Trump. Then moving forward, we've got the next day. So it's like, you know, the 11th, the 12th, the 14th, the 15th. And then, yeah, the 15th is the tiger. Wow. April 15th is a tiger day and a snake year. Loss of money, lawsuits, legal stuff, taxes. Yuck. My God. Not a happy thing. I hope that everybody files their taxes before the 15th of April. But it's reinforcing this penalty in his chart. Then we come to the 17th. This is a dragon day. And again, it's the double dragon. This is a double hit to his year. This is also where you see people over-exercising, an overreach in your power and leadership. The snake shows up Friday the 18th. This is reinforcing and competing, you know, again with that hour in his career. We jump forward to the 21st. This is a day of the monkey, a full fire penalty. This is a dangerous day. Then we come to the dog, kind of a reinforcement of that challenge with his year on the 23rd. We come to the 24th. This is a day of the pig. The pig is going to directly conflict with his hour again. And then we come to the 26th. This is a personal hit to his sovereign self, the ox coming up against his day of the sheep. And then follow that day with the tiger. So you notice that the ox and the tiger are going to always come out, you know, that's the order of things. These are not easy days. The 29th is the dragon hitting up against his dog. The snake is the next day. This is like really tough astrology. It's like he's getting hit from all sides of his chart. All sides of his chart. Wow. 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 And then near the end of the month, which is May 4th, the 3rd of May is another monkey that brings in a full fire penalty. This is a very difficult month in President Trump's presidency. It is going to be the challenge of a lifetime. This feels like a very condensed, intense situation for him. Now, I told you he was going to come in like a wrecking ball, and he did, and he is. Our government is being dismantled, and I'm sure there's possibly anybody want to help build this thing back up with me? Not me personally, just saying. It is a time, though, friends, to rally together, to find your people, to find your representatives, your senators, and so forth, and work together on how we rebuild. But that is not the time we are in right now. You can't rebuild while things are being taken apart, right? So you can't decorate while there's a renovation going on in your house. It doesn't make sense. But I think that this is it's going to be a very interesting thing to watch the days that come forward. And in a couple of weeks, when I give you the best and most challenging days of April, remember this video, okay? Especially if this happens to be something like your own astrology. And please know that I am here if you would like to get a reading done, because one of the things that's so important to me is that you never, ever, ever feel a victim of your astrology, but you are empowered by it. That by having that information, it gives you wisdom. And then I can give you helpful tools on how to get through your day-to-day life successfully. So thank you again. Please remember, I'm not in any way, shape, or form have opinions here. This is solely astrology. So please be kind and respectful in your comments. Thank you again, and be well.